What are you doing?
I'm not laughing.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
laughing.
No, it's you.
Serious, Kevin.
Serious, Kevin.
Yes.
Look at that serious face.
Yeah.
Don't look at yourself.
I'll look at you.
That's worse. So we made a commitment when we started this series. We made a commitment to representing people who don't often get to see themselves on the page.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that you brought to me when we were talking about Audition was that the main character needs to be trans.
Yeah.
We need to have that representation. We need to have that character front and center, and no trans pain, no coming out narratives,
Yeah.
just a powered person living her life. That's it.
Yeah. Like where her character is informed by her identity, but not like completely defined by it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that, like, I feel like we have enough of those stories, and it's not really our place to sort of delve into like a pain and an oppression that we don't feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we want to be able to tell like a human story where that's not the only thing that makes her human.
Yeah.
Like she's affected by the economy. She's affected by bad decisions or just society around her.
She's highly affected by the choices that are made by people who have control over her life in a way that, but that's not, it's not about her body. It's not about controlling her body.
Yeah.
Which is, that story. So as someone who has done a lot of reading of LGBT books, I just got done with a committee for ALA back in February. I finished up 2 years on that committee. The number of narratives that are still it still contains so much transphobia, and it's like, okay, cool, great, like, yes, people need to read where the line is and how to react, but those books aren't for trans people. They're for cis people to figure out how to deal with trans people in their lives, and that's ridiculous because, like, we have a bunch of trans people in our lives, and
yeah,
that it's normal. It should be normal, and we wanted to make sure that in this world, all of these things are fairly normalized.
Yeah.
Again, informed by, but not othered by.
Exactly. Exactly.
So when we made this commitment, we knew that we would have to make sure that we weren't just guessing, right? We are both cis, and this is not our experience. So what do?
Yeah, we reached out.
We reach out.
Yeah, like Ali said, like we have a lot of trans people in our lives. Like both of us, like individually, and also like some people who are friends to like both of us. And we reached out and we got consultants for this. Like we paid people to like look through our work, to look at the characterization and make sure that we weren't like going off the rails into trans girl pain. To make sure that we weren't like getting like sort of the characterization right, like how she sees the world and how the world sees her, and it was really important to us. And we did the same thing with Operator, and we're doing it again with this book, and we just want to make sure that we're getting it right, we're doing it justice, because we know that like that thing can go wrong really quickly.
Mm-hmm. And that's not what we want to bring to the page. It's not. It's really important for us not to hurt somebody because we're trying for more rep, right?
Yeah.
That's just not. It's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. Like when Kev wrote Operator, he was like, "Here, read this," and I was like, "Hey, as a woman, this isn't hitting for me." And we talked about why.
Yeah.
And so to have, he used my eyes, we're using other people's eyes, opinions, lived experiences, and so on and so forth. But the important part is that we're paying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just ask people to do like a bunch of emotional labor, especially if there's the chance of harming somebody. Like if we wrote something really wrong and then we're handing it off to like a trans friend to say like, "Hey, read this," and then they get fucked up by it, then all of a sudden we have a friend that looks at us differently. So we're paying people, and hopefully we're getting it right. And from what it sounds like, we're not doing a bad job.
No, we're not doing a bad job.
Yeah, but also I'm glad to be paying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and you know what? We have to make sure those puns are just right.
We have to make sure the puns are just right. Like, if we don't get the puns right, God, I'm going to hear it. There's going to be some dates that get broken if we get these puns wrong.